Standing on the right side of history, number 3, and based on the previous two shiurim, for me, there's a natural conclusion. We mentioned that there's big arguments in Klal Yisrael, the ones that really affect Klal Yisrael, and things are shaking among the Klal is when it's historical arguments, not specific technical halachic arguments. And we mentioned a whole bunch of historical arguments that eventually the answer becomes clear. Sometimes it can be quick, sometimes it may take time. Yosef and his brothers, once they saw he was a king, it was obvious. The Meraglim, the psak was immediate, that they would destroy the Meraglim, and obviously the other two Meraglim were right. That was clear which way history was heading. The 40,000 went into Israel after Bavel, 1,000,000 stayed behind. At what point did those people in Bavel, at any point, did they realize, hey, there's something wrong here? What are we doing over here in Bavel? I'm not sure. It's an interesting question. If and when those people ever woke up. Yirmiyahu predicted the 70 years were going to be back. Ezra came back. The Mikdash was built. Did they ever wake up? Good question to look into. Muslim movement, a lot of anger towards it, but it's pretty much been accepted in the Klal Yisrael. I think the 200 years of returning to Israel now, still, the argument is still raging. It is similar to the second Mikdash, where the people stayed in Bavel and they were probably fine and everything's good. Life is good in Bavel. They have the Mikdash in Israel. It's all good, but we should stay in Bavel. Could be by Yosef, there's such a clear act of hashkacha. He told them, this is it, I'm the king, and there's nothing to deny. And by the 10 Meraglim, God said, that's it, you guys are wrong, and he killed them. So there's nothing to argue about. Over here, we've had Israel, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more productive, but the people who are holding that this is nothing great, that this is bad, this is evil, it's power, they could still maintain the position. There's not that knockout punch. I think it is clear, but my holy brothers don't see it that way. But based on this whole argument of viewing this historical development of Israel and Jewish sovereignty and watching it move forward and being involved in it, so yes, that definitely is a factor in how one will view conquering Har Habayit. Do we view a whole process that's going on? And that's our vision of the history from the past few hundred years, that there's a glorious process, a beautiful hashkafic process reflecting God's prophets of the Jewish people, and a halachic process, and one that depends on man's involvement. If that's how you're going to be looking at it, then we'll look at the conquest of the Har Habayit as continuing this march forward into Jewish history. We're going to work out all the halachic details and know where to go, where not to go, and all the halachas of tefillah, and man and woman, and all the different stages that one is in. And no halacha will be left unturned, of course, but there is an overarching vision of the last few hundred years, last few decades, and where we're heading. And that's going to color our whole attitude towards the process of Har Habayit. It's an unbelievable mitzvah, one of the great mitzvahs that we have an opportunity to conquer that and then get to 200 more mitzvahs of the korbanos in the Mikdash, or it's just part of a whole negative process that we're involved in. So just like we should stay away from the conquest of the land, of the shtachim, the settlements, so stay away from this as well. So in the last few 160 shiurim, we've spent so many times in different details, and every detail is crucial and important, but it's important to note that there's an overall hashkafa, spiritual, historical question over here regarding Jewish history. We're still in the middle of it, so the answer is not black and white clear to the whole klal yet. Yetz Hashem. We'll keep marching ahead, those who hold by this position, and bring the next stage, Yetz Hashem, through our acts of conquering the Har Habayit and getting ready for the Mikdash and for the Korbanos and preparing for them in Yetz Hashem here of Yameinu, will bring the next chapter of Jewish history speedily, soon in our days. Shalom.